What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Tuesday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. Hope each and every one of you are doing great. And I hope you're having a great week. You're having a great summer so far. Nothing to complain about aside from, that couple weeks back having to breathe in all that smoke. That sucked. But aside from that, I feel like the weather's been hot. It's been humid, but at least it's been warm. You know what I mean? At least it's been warm. But if you could please hit that like button, subscribe button, and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos, especially my old videos. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. Hugh, what's up? Mailman, what's up? Monica, what's up? Jonathan, Patrick, Maslick, what's up? Joe Bob, what's up? Do I believe in free will? What do you mean by that? Charger, what's up? Kevin Nickel, what's up? Hey, can you detail how parole works? Day parole and no violations is basically you're free. Not day parole. You're not free, man. You're on parole. So you have to jump through hoops for months and months and months. And any violation, and you're going to jail. Yeah, I believe that people have free will for the most part. I think that there are certain circumstances where people wouldn't, maybe mental health or whatever's going on. I don't know. It's a very vague question. Hi, Matt. Good to see you. Watching from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Joe, what's up? I've done 5 in Alberta. Good to hear stories from Ontario. You already know, player. Larry Benson, you already know, man. Jack, if you could do a video on my topic, I'd truly appreciate it, man. What's the topic there, Jack? Pro is like a dog on a leash for sure. It is, but if you just follow your steps, you can do it. Anybody can do it. I don't know. We'll have to see what's up with top 5. It's sad that all these guys are in the can, man. All this talent, they could be blowing up, but they're in the can. Free all those guys. How would you compare to Drumheller? Nick, what's up, brother? What do you mean, how would I compare to Drumheller? Where's the other Joe? I've never been to Heller myself. Hugh, man, I appreciate that. The 10-piece. It's always appreciated. Thank you very much. But from what I hear, drum was similar to any medium that's like a higher security medium, It's not like a camp, It's not even like a Fembrook or something. It's more like a joint. Are older people treated better than younger people in prison? Yeah, 100%. They're given the benefit of the doubt more often. But it's not just like an you can't just expect that people are going to treat you good because you're old and you can just violate in any way because you're old. It doesn't work like that. How would you? It's dangerous. Lots of native gang shit. Is it mostly black in Ontario? I wouldn't say it's mostly. Lloyd, thank you for the 10-piece, man. I appreciate that very much. I wouldn't say it's mostly black. No, I'd say it's spread pretty across the borders, mainly black and white. That's what I would say. I appreciate that, Lloyd. Thank you, man. CCIM, what's the worst thing you ever saw happen to a hound or a sex offender? They get what they deserve. Oh, I've just seen so many of them getting beaten. I haven't seen anybody try. Okay, that's The worst thing that would have happened, and this guy wasn't even necessarily a hound, he was just caught doing sexual things with a man in the Ville, and they were going to string him up and scalp him. And he checked off the block. But guys were literally armed up, masked up, ready to go kill this guy just over LGBTQ stuff. But what's the worst thing that could happen to a sex offender without him getting killed? Stomped out, face kicked in. There was a guy in the Ville that got taken into the Native Brotherhood room and beaten and beaten and beaten within an inch of his life. It happens fairly often. But most of the time nowadays it is integrated. So guys don't even waste their time, you know? You can't really just run around smashing hounds all day, because if you're smashing hounds all day, they're just going to keep putting them in there, and in there. So unless they stand out and their charges stand out, FX11, what's up? Thanks, Monica McLaren. Charger, what would happen to a Chad bitch that killed his 3 kids in Canada? Oh, I don't think it matters where you're from in a circumstance like that. I think no matter where you land, somebody is going to relate to that circumstance of having kids, and somebody's going to run at you. That is a fact. What's up? Let's talk about fishing, like from cell to cell or even block to block. If fishing was regular, whether you use a comb on the end, some guys would use like a deck of cards or something. If your sentence is life 25 and you don't fuck up, you're out automatically when time is served. No. After 25, that's when your parole eligibility. So if it's life 25, life 14, life 10, whatever, the number is when your eligibility, but it's not for certain. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, Monica. But I've done time with lots of gay dudes that did their time and were fine. It just depends on how guys carry themselves. You know, but no, like if you get caught having, guys are going to take it personally. And with those guys, it happened in the garden. And the feds actually were the ones that told the guys on the block about it. So they actually tried to get him cooked. Ruck, what's up, my brother? Many men. It definitely is easy, Jack. I agree, but it's also a pretty difficult charge to be convicted of, you know. If you didn't do anything, then don't have anything to worry about in most cases. The problem is you have to go through that process, right? And I'm telling you, I've seen guys, bro, that will literally walk onto a block, turn the TV off, stand on the table, and say it, you know. And I bounced a guy off my block for that specifically the last time I was in Lindsay. But you have to respect the fact that the guy was honest and open about it, you know, and wasn't trying to hide it. So it makes you believe at least a little bit that this guy might be innocent. How much time have you done on parole, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, years, man. So I got out in the first time APR in 06 or 05. I can't remember exactly which year. But within 20 days, I was on the run, and I added years onto my time. And then I got out the last couple days of 08, and 09, I was locked up again. And for most of 010, locked up on parole violations. Then in 13, I kept getting violations. I've done a lot of time on parole violations. It's crazy. Jail is the only place where you smoke shitty but good weed. That's funny. Is there anything from prison that you would say changed you for the better? Yeah, I definitely think seeing the progression of guys, you know, you see all ages of guys, man. There's guys that are like 80 years old, man, on crutches, like, like old near-death guys. Yeah, I just started, bro. I've been back for like a couple weeks now. So I'm getting back into it. I'm trying to get back to my healthy lifestyle. Did you go to? I never went to Kiel Center. Never. First time I went to Bunton Lodge, and that's where I cut from. And then the time that I actually stayed in one and lived there for 6 months was Crossroads, which is Jones Road, Toronto. Does everyone got to throw down or fight after they're done their intake, or the lifers choose the newbies have to fight? Yeah, that's just root. Okay. So you can land on a block that'll have like Friday night fights and it'll try and bully guys into fighting. But you could also land somewhere where that's not the case at all. Guys ain't trying to move like that. It just depends. It's luck of the draw, really. So you could land on like a pen-timer block where none of that's going to happen, or you can land on a block with pure young guys that are just going to act like idiots all day. Did they ever make you sign a peace bond? No. Does everyone gotta throw? Yeah, that's yes. Are the gym facilities in provincial federal prisons for weightlifting, or is it no? Definitely in federal. There used to be free weights, but so many people got smashed with the pipes, the bars, the weights themselves. So now everything is either chained down, strapped down, or machine. Like they have in the Ville, for instance, they have Smith machines and stuff, but the plates are welded on. You know, but you can definitely still get a good workout. It's crazy how a guy who knows a straight bump on the street crackhead, but if there has power, guys, straight crackhead on the street has pull, and it happens all the time, bro. You know, you see guys that are full on smokers coming in 2-3 months, and they're a problem physically, you know, and it is what it is. But when you go federal, that's not the case. It's not, you know. What are you doing? Eh? Does provincial have stat release? It's exactly the same, except in provincial, you're not on parole still. How much time did you spend in the Don jail, and how would you rate the Don from the worst of the East? So I actually wasn't there for long. I was there for like a month, and then Buddy got killed, and then they sent us to the East. So it was a Don range in the East after that month. And then I've been in the East multiple times, you know. But Carlos, man, what's up, my brother? Politically, how would you vote, Matt? And what do you think about Trudeau, Poilievre, Singh, and the political system? I think the political system in Canada is a joke. I don't know how I'd vote, to be honest, right now. I definitely wouldn't vote for Trudeau. That's a fact. Maybe I just wouldn't vote at all. I don't know. I'd have to think about it deeper, you know? But I definitely would not. I don't consider myself a conservative or a liberal because I believe things from either. I would say I'm a centrist, you know. Fed time is so much better. I'm Alberta. It takes like 6 months to get your TV and all your shit, like renting them and shit sounds. Yeah, well, it depends, you know. It could take that long here too. Just depends, you know, what kind of circumstance you're in, what kind of people you have supporting you. When you walk onto a block, like sometimes when I would get violation and go back to the Ville, I know everybody there. I just left there. So the day I walk on block, I have a TV and I don't have to have one sent in. So it just depends, you know. Fed time is so much better. I know it sounds obvious, but what is the difference between provincial and federal, and how do they decide where you're sent? Well, provincial is 2 years less a day or less, and federal is 2 years or more. And the difference is the comfort level, you know. I just think that the more time you do here, typically, as if you're not violent or creating issues, the more comfortable your time is going to be. Is it a bad charge to be going in on giving someone a sexual transmitted? We all got to learn at some point, I suppose. You mean like intentionally giving somebody an STI? Yeah, definitely a bad charge. Sai, what's up, man? Hope all is well with you. Sharif, is it weird cacking off when you have a celly given how small a space it is? Crazy question. But it's life, doc. You know, you do what you can when you can. You're not going to be doing it like side by side. But if he's out, you know, if he's at court or whatever, you'll figure your shit out. You got to remember, if you're going to take a risk and do it if somebody's in the cell, you're going to take a risk of that person waking up and fighting you. So you look like a tough dude and can handle yourself. Have you done any boxing or MMA? I know in the USA they offer that. No, I've hit, you know, amateur, like beginner boxed training inside, but no good. I can handle myself, but I wouldn't say that I'm super tough. I'd say that I'm prepared to defend myself. The thing about it is you can't really be tough because toughness is objective, I guess, right? It's like, is this person going to physically fight you? Are they going to shoot you? Are they going to stab you? How far are you going to take it? There's a lot of things that go into that. So I just say that I'm prepared to defend myself. By mistake, but still thanking you for letting me know. You already know. Maddie, you think Tory Lanez will apply to come do his time here? Why wouldn't he? You don't want to do your time down there. And I'm sure he'll get that eventually. It's just, how long will it take? At some point, they're going to deport him, right? After a conviction like that anyways. So at some point before the end of his sentence, he'll be sent back. But they wait for long, you know? They do. If you're in the building, go up, hit that like button. 41 to 14. Come on, dog. It is opposite, you know? You know what I'm saying? But do me a solid, go up and hit that like button. It helps me out in the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We speak on addiction. We speak on life. And we just chop it up over here. We keep it real with each other. And, you know, if you have a question about this kind of stuff, even if I may not have the answer, somebody in the comments may for you, you know. And let me tell you something. It is 1,000% better going into the system knowing what to expect. State is 85% before parole, and I believe no parole in the Fed. Yeah, so here it's 2/3 provincial or federal, but in federal, you are on parole for the last 1/3. So if you violate at any point, no criminal charge. Violation is whatever they look at as a violation. You go back for 2/3 of what you have left, and the cycle repeats. And this is why a lot of people can't get out, because it's hard for them for months and months. Because if you go to a halfway house or something, they drop you into like a bad neighborhood with lots of drugs, lots of opportunity to make money off of that. Guys fall right back into it. It's a trap, right? Crypto King kidnapping video was interesting. I don't know what video you're talking about, bro. Yeah. At least I don't think I do. How did it go years ago when KP closed? Any big name show on your block at the time? They get automatic. No, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. When I was in the Ville, KP was a no good joint. Not everybody there was no good because of circumstances. There's only 2 joints. J unit if somebody was there and wrote a guy incompatible and he couldn't go to the unit. And believe me, that shit happened. A lot of hideouts everywhere. Then rather than get shipped out of province, they would sign into KP, which was considered a check and join at the time. It just was. So I would say no, there was no good respect for guys. And there was lots of guys in the Ville that were from KP. Integrated, you know. Ren, hey, how are you doing on your recovery? I know way back you said you're on Suboxone. Have you been able to get off? And no, I have not gotten off. And no, I smoke weed. I have a beer occasionally and Suboxone. That's it. The thing is, I'm not really in any rush to get off, Ren. You know, I tried the full sobriety kick for years and years and years and years and years. And I always failed. My mind always took me back. So I figure, fuck it. Just stay on it. I'm doing well in my life. I put 1 or 2 of these pills under my tongue every day and I'm good to go. No issues. So thanks, Ren. And it's been good for me, man. I'm doing well. Mitch, man, what's up, my brother? I'm doing well, bro. Back in the gym. I look super stoned right now because my eyes are red. I have some chronic weed right now. You already know, Mitch. Have a good game, brother. Yeah, this is the thing. My mind doesn't work like most, you know. When I'm hooked on something, my mind just focuses on it. Like, I can't change that. Even if I'm doing something like working out or if I'm at work, like sometimes I can put too much focus, too much time, too much effort. Hugh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I know a guy who's just sentenced to life for taking the life of his wife, my friend. How are these types of people seen or handled in prison? To be honest, man, most guys don't give a shit. They don't. You know, I think that if you went back 25 years, guys would care. I think there was a much more honorable system back then, but I think now these young guys could give a shit. A lot of them will smack their girl out. They don't care. There's lots of guys. I'm telling you, out of all the guys that are in for killing, 60 or 70% of them are for killing their wives, their girlfriends, you know, their family members, their partner, you know. I've never, ever in my life caught a defas. But I will say this. When I was in Tyack, the first night I was on dorms, they did fuck with me. First, they sent this big white dude who ended up being my friend after at me. And I ended up having to fight this guy, despite the fact that I was all alone on dorms and terrified, to be honest. And then they poured water in my bed one night when I was asleep. And I had to sit at the end of my bed, like shoes on, ready to go for fucking all night long, refusing to crack because that ain't in my style. And eventually they allowed me and I was cool. Sometimes that shit happens, man. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is immune to something bad happening to them in the system, my brother. I was 16 years old. I was from Oak Ridges, north of Richmond Hill. Never been around gangs in my life. They threw me up on dorms, right? Because I didn't want to be on 7A because I'd heard it was bad. So I asked them to move me off. I went up to dorms. And what am I going to do? You know? I was a white guy in a no white guy jail. But let me tell you something. I earned my respect and everything in that place. It carried me through my whole life. So, tell you something about me. Not even comparable to the vibe, is way different. There was more respect back then. Yeah, way more. Can you talk about brew? How funky is it? Super funky. But man, you'll be drinking this shit and it'll be bubbling because it's still brewing. Your stomach. But I've also had it where guys have made it where it tastes good and you get smashed off it. It just depends. What's up? I watched all your videos on Lindsay, but I got bro who just sent there. Is it easy to call people there? No, you can't call people there. What does he need to worry about other than what you detailed in your vids? I mean, you don't have to worry about anything any more than you would if you were walking around serious people in the street, you know. You got to be real to yourself, to your character. You understand? And if you're somebody who is totally soft, don't go to jail. OG Scotty, man, domestic violence is real. It takes two to tango. Sometimes the wrong girl has a vendetta or a guy loses it, but it's real. And Matt is the most honest guy on YouTube. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And that is a fact. You know, most people don't go and hack somebody up for no reason. You know, typically there's going to be a buildup to that, some kind of buildup. And I'm not blaming victims. You know, I feel like killing somebody is wrong, but like Scotty says, it definitely takes two to tango. Federal is a joke. Yeah, it depends though, bro. Like there's still places where it's serious, you know. It's just few and far between. But you're right. Did you ever fish the bogeys at Yard and Lindsay? 100%. I didn't want to. You feel like a custody bucket when you're doing it. But I did it. We used to get a lot, bro. Like a lot. But I wasn't sitting down there with the pencil and shit. I was the guy smoking it. He got transferred to Lindsay for scrapping. So since he defends himself, I'm guessing he's good. He's good. As long as he ain't scrapping too much. Can't run around there like you're the toughest guy in the world either. That shit will catch up to you too. Agree with Scotty. Half these domestic cases ain't what they seem. Yeah, that is a fact. There are incidents of accusers doing the intentional. That is a fact. Look at, what's her name? Johnny Depp and his girl. He got transferred to Lindsay for, yeah. Federal is getting bad in BC. Gong Show. Ontario ain't like this shit. Oh, yeah, I get that. Stop spamming my shit, bro, or you're out of here. Time out, dog. Keep spamming my shit. Dark Shelters, what's up, brah? Yeah, this guy got to go. Actually, I might as well just get him out of here, right? Yeah, fuck that guy. I don't got time for that shit. This is something I learned. If you're going to do this YouTube shit, you can't let people bother you at all on here because it ain't real. 99.9% of these people will never say nothing to your face. So just don't worry about it. The screen. But if you can shut it down, shut it down. Joanna Azar, thank you very much. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey. Bruh, well done. So, what does that mean? Carlos, you already know, player. Kill them with kindness and block them. Straight up. A lot of these dudes are weirdos, you know. They be sitting at their computer like, like some creepy weirdos doing some weird shit. Kind of dudes you'd slap up, believe me. You know, gangsters ain't doing gangster shit on the internet. So 99.9% of guys that are acting gangster on the internet, you already know. Never did time in Hamilton. But I know a lot of guys from Hamilton. That's a fact. I'm definitely good at BidWiz, and I'm definitely better at Bridge. I'm smoking most of you. I'm not aggressive, dog. I'm one of the least aggressive people you'll ever meet. I'm all about communication. Yeah, all right. You already know there, Jeremiah. Got one more chance, dog. Hamilton Wentworth. Apparently a decent bucket, more of an old school style bucket. You'll definitely be challenged. But I preferred my time like that, man. I didn't like the fucking screaming and yelling and kids running around back and forth all day doing dumb shit. I hated that kind of time, man. When I first started doing time in the West, back in the day, it was like pin drop quiet all day long. People had respect for the next man. Nobody reached over the next man's food unless you're a total bitch. Guys weren't really punking guys off for food. And then it got to this point where guys were just punking guys because they're bigger and stronger. It's just weirdo shit, bro. Yeah, I would go to Europe for sure, Jack. I'd love to do some more traveling. I've done traveling as a kid, but I'd like to do some traveling to like warm places. It's all right there, Jeremiah. I definitely met lots of good guys from Hamilton. That's a fact. I have homeboys from Hamilton, and RIP to one of them. I also have a homeboy from Burlington. What do you guys think if there is someone shipped in from another province? You're automatically going to suspect that something weird is about this dude. That is a fact. Doesn't necessarily mean something is wrong, right? But people are definitely going to think something is wrong, or why else would you be here? Yeah, people don't typically look in people's cell. That's a bad look. To call you a rubbernecker, I told the story about that on my channel. I never cut my bagels with a string, Ben, but I cut my bagels with a black comb. Never used to comb hair, of course. I've definitely been to Collingwood also. How does someone escape Canadian custody? Well, in most places, you don't. Unless you want to just run down the street for a bit and then get caught like 5 hours later and increase years onto your time. Like, where the fuck you going? Especially now with computers and shit. By the time you're over that fence and a kilometer away, people notice that shit. Man, it's going to be everywhere. Where you going? Unless you have big time money, you're wasting your time. I've definitely spent time at Penetang. Short amount of time, a few weeks. It seemed chill to me. Boring as hell, but chill. Facial recognition is a bitch, and that shit just keeps getting better and better and better. And believe me, there is cameras everywhere. Especially now they got all these red light cameras and speed trap cameras and this camera and that camera. We're surveyed, dog. We are not a free people. But I don't want to get my YouTube shut down. How do you get transferred to detention center when you already have to? You don't. When you already have life, you're going to the pen. The only time you're going back to detention center is if you have outstanding charges that you need to deal with. Then they'll ship you back for a couple weeks and you'll go on this shitty bus tour, paddy wagon bus tour. Does being good at sports and humble while also being kind and genuine mean anything? Yeah. And honestly, being good at sports does mean something. It does. Being good at anything that will benefit somebody inside there can be beneficial. That is a fact. That's what I'm saying, Scotty. It just doesn't make sense to talk about it. Especially with all the laws and shit in Canada now. They'll just shut my channel down. Shadow ban it. I don't want to go through all that shit. I like talking to my subscribers and helping people with the shit that matters. And if it comes down to it, you already know, playa. But we're not free. This is a fact. So what's the deal? Like, what are your charges? Well, most of my charges were never super serious, man. I had break and enters. I had high-speed chases. I had drug charges. I had escapes, lots of escapes. I was just like a public nuisance. I like to steal, any opportunity I could to break the law, I would. I just didn't hurt people. It wasn't something that I was into. Exactly, Matt. I came in dope sick as fuck, but I can do art, so that always helped me big time. Exactly. If you can offer something, then you're definitely going to be a step up from somebody who can't. And believe me, the minute you walk in, they're asking to see if you have anything to offer. We're just lucky and happily and thankfully that we live in a country that doesn't believe in fucking raping men in our system. So, Canada, you're awesome for that. I just thought they moved him from pen to detention. Yeah, if you have court, you'll definitely go back to detention, but they'll send you back for like a couple weeks, maybe a month tops, and then they'll send you back. Trudeau should be gaining prison stories right now. I don't care about any of that. Just get him out of office. That's all I care about. Do the guys who preach that they're innocent for years and years finally get knocked out for being annoying? I'm sure it's happened. But there are a ton of guys who preach that they're innocent. And, when you're around a lot of killers in your life, there's something that they all kind of have in common. There's something emotionally that most of them are missing. And you can kind of see it visually, if that makes sense. So, most of the time, most guys aren't innocent, I did all my time and never claimed to be innocent. I'm pretty soft, but was good at sports and cracks people up. My time was fine. Exactly. If you're yourself, that's what I tell people. Be yourself. Then it doesn't matter if you're tough. Just don't run around talking about how tough you are and you'll be good. You know what I mean? In most cases. How I actually got to live. How you doing, Matt? What's up, my brother? You can tell a motherfucker's whole story with one look in his eyes. Exactly. And especially when you're when you're constantly in circumstances where you have to learn people really quick for survival, then that shit becomes like second nature, And you can tell people that are real and aren't. And I don't mean real in like the cool guy or the solid guy. I mean real as in the shit they say is what they mean, And one thing, most super tough guys don't run around acting like super tough guys. This is just a fact. There are exceptions to the rule. Every once in a while, you get some crazy son of a bitch who's tough as shit and also just a big mouth. But most of the time, that's not the case, I'm on here for like 1 or 2 more minutes, guys. Hey, legit, what happens to that Colonel Russell Williams guy? Nothing, because he's in super duper duper PC. And he'll always be there. Facts. I did 2012 to 2014 in the Bay. Not an issue. Keep out of politics and you good. Exactly. Federal's a lot different. You know, you're for the most part, you're going to be given that respect from the onset. How are criminal harassment charges treated? Like if your ex is saying your stuff. Yeah. People look at you like you're a weirdo, bro. They might not smash you off a block or anything, like check you in, but they'll definitely look at you like you're a weirdo. Are you living in a halfway house? No, I'm long finished. I was locked up with a couple of Mennonites. These guys are tough. I'm sure they were. I'm sure they goddamn were. Farmer boys, man. They're crazy, dog. It's different kind of strength. No way. I stopped there on the way back to the bucket for an appeal. Place was small. Definitely different from the Supermaxes. Yeah, different. But you guys already know, man. I love y'all. Thanks for checking out the live. I'm back. We're going to do some stuff. Whether it's tomorrow or the day after, I'm going to put a video out. I'm just trying to think about exactly what I want to talk about. You guys can leave some suggestions in the comments of this video. Not in the chat. Wait till it's uploaded and leave it in the comments. And maybe, just maybe, your video topic might be selected. We'll see. Love y'all. You guys already know, man. Have a good day. Dark Shelters, cut it out, brah. Fuck. Why does it seem like you're patronizing me, like antagonizing me over there, dog? No, I do have an Instagram. I just don't go on it, man. I fucking hate social media. Pardon my language. I hate it. I used to live in Sarnia, Colin. I lived on Euphemia. You already know, David. I love you too, brother. That's definitely a go in Mimico. I went to Tate Public School. I lived on a street called Chudley also. But I love y'all, man. I'll catch up with you guys soon, man. You already know. And for the guys that sent donations, Hugh, hold on. Lloyd, Daly, you already know. Hugh, you already know. Thank you, playa. I think Hugh might have done too. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Hugh did too. So thank you guys, man. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. The new Matt Clark.